Update: am I the asshole for refusing to cook for my stepchildren anymore? And #X200B. I made my post I think 2 weeks ago and a lot has happened. I realized that I was not an asshole for not cooking for them. I continued to not cook for them and they continued to ignore me. It was hurtful, but I was getting used to it. I talked to my husband about enforcing rules and talking to their mother to ensure that we can solve this issue, but he is reluctant to start drama because he is afraid of going back into the court and having to change the custody agreement. However, all this took a back seat. My father received a very bad diagnosis. It is pretty bad. It sent me into a very bad place and I was just getting by on autopilot for a week. My stepdaughter walked in on me crying in my room. I think she was looking for her dad. She sat next to me and apologized. She teared up a little and told me that she is scared that I will force Dad to move them permanently to their mothers. That made me cry harder. I told her that even though we may not get on all the time, I always missed them when they were at their mothers and the house would feel empty without them here. After this conversation, things are better now. I won't say we are doing fine all the time, but we are doing much better than before. The people who guessed that their mother put them to it were correct. After some a bit more talking to my stepchildren, what I realized that something we did really hurt them. My stepdaughter told me that we didn't call them when we were sick with the virus, but we did. In fact, we were frustrated that they didn't pick up, but we chalked it up to their mother's very strict screen time policy where the phones are under her care and not with them, and them being busy with classes. We just resorted to texting them. My hypothesis is that their mother knew the passcodes and she was deleting our missed calls when the phone with her and then using our lack of calls to drive a wedge between us. I have not told anyone about this theory, but this seems like a good theory. I have let this thing slide for now as I am more focused on helping my father with his treatment. I really want to thank everyone who commented. I know this is not a happy update, but I wanted to let people know what happened. Wow. I'm so sorry for you and your dad, but happy you seem to be on track with the stepkids. Their mother seems to be playing quite a role in this. My stepdaughter told me that we didn't call them when we were sick with the virus, but we did. In fact, we were frustrated that they didn't pick up, but we chalked it up to their mother's very strict screen time policy where the phones are under her care and not with them, and them being busy with classes. We just resorted to texting them. Show SD the missed calls and messages from your phones. That should convince her that both of you did try to contact them. Holy heck, how messed up can someone get, to deliberately poison her own children like that? That's really an asshole there. I knew the bio mom had something to do with this when I read the original. I know you want to focus on your father now, but I think you should at least mention your theory to your husband. He should be the one dealing with all this anyway. He can compare his call and text logs to the kid's phone, and that should really tell the story. Unless wealthy or has some kind of heavy influence, I can't imagine the courts taking the mom seriously if she tries to change the custody agreement after getting called out for blatantly trying to alienate the kids from their father. The kids are also old enough to have a say in their custodial arrangement, and it sounds like they want contact with their father. I'm sorry to hear that your father is ill, but it is good that you have been able to communicate with your stepchildren. Sadly, their mother has been working to cause issues between all of you. I hope that things will continue to get better now that you are all on the same page. Wow, that is seriously disturbing behavior from the mom. Absolutely show them proof that you did try to communicate with them. And your husband needs to reconsider court and custody. Deleting phone calls and text messages so that your children think their other parents don't care about him is hardcore parental alienation and emotional abuse. These kids are being abused. I know you have a lot on your plate right now. I'm so sorry about your dad. But, if you can discuss this with your husband, or even just show him this thread, I think you should. I hate to say it, but your husband needs to go back to court. Denying access is illegal and likely a huge violation of your court order. If she was denying access, and it sure sounds like she was, that can be grounds for loss of custody or diminished parenting time. I know court is awful, practically lived there for a few years, but this one is worth the fight. She is trying to alienate your stepchildren from you and their father and denying access, especially when you were sick, and that is just completely unacceptable and illegal. Your husband needs to document that the calls were erased. The fact that your raw emotion broke the misplaced anger is a testament to how important you are to them. They may not call you mom, but they care about you. I hope you're feeling better about everything now and things improve in terms of your mental well-being. I'm so glad you are in a better place with the stepchildren and so sorry about your father. I hope everything gets better. Hold on. You two were the ones sick with the virus. Why weren't your stepchildren the ones calling you both to check up on you? You're a good person, and you've got good stepkids. I'm so sorry their mother is causing so many problems, especially at such a difficult time. Wishing you and your father all the best, and that either he recovers well, or fights the diagnosis off for as long as possible, if a full recovery isn't possible. I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. I hope he's doing better. I'm glad you and the stepkids were able to talk this out, and things are getting better on that end. Shame on their mom for being so petty and vindictive to drive a wedge between you and your husband and them. I would definitely proceed with caution, and I think it's smart you're staying quiet for now. But don't let this go. Talk about your concerns with your husband. Make a plan if she tries to pull a stunt like that again. Let his ex expose herself. They always do. When we were sick with the virus, but we did. Did you show her the calls in your call log? You should show them your call kids from your phone and show them that you did call. Then ask them why they didn't have missed calls on their phone. Let them fill in the blanks. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, Op. Focus on what matters. It's a good thing you had a good talk with the kids. It does sound like their bio-mom is manipulating things to make you look bad, and now stepdaughter is scared that she might permanently move to bio-mom's house, where their phones are taken away for an amount of time. I also want to add to the growing number of suggestions that you revisit the custody rights and show the kids the messages that you and your hubby sent the kids when they were sick. Take care, Op. Op, please talk to your husband about your theory and show your stepkids the calls and texts on your phone. What their mother is doing is considered parental alienation, and your husband needs to speak to his lawyer about this. Their mother needs to be stopped. I know your father is unwell and he takes priority, rightly so, but your husband needs to hear about what you have found out and he then can deal with it. I wish you and the family luck going forward, and I hope this turn out well. Mind yourself. I'm sorry to hear about your dad, Op. I hope he's okay. I'm glad things are better between you and your stepkids. But talk to your husband and show all the kids the call history and text history. Show them proof you tried to contact them. The kids will realize that their mother is the problem and not you. I hate parents that try to alienate their kids from the other parent. Wow, that mother makes me feel decidedly uncivil. Can I just say, when someone cooks for me I see what it tastes like. I'm so happy to have a home-cooked meal I didn't make. Like by the time in done cooking I never want what I made, lol. Sorry about your dad, Op. I hope everything goes as best as it can. Sorry to hear about you, Dad. Best wishes there. I felt like it was the mother. I'm glad y'all are working through it. In my original response I said to not badmouth the mother to the kids, not saying you did, and the kids would most likely see what's going on and things will get better. Sounds like it's on the right track. IDK if I feel good about your husband not speaking to her about it, but I guess I don't have to deal with how vindictive she is. Maybe not talking to her is best, IDK. She's really going to mess up her relationship with her kids in the end. That's sad for them. But the thing is, you didn't hurt them. You did tell them you were sick, but their egg donor decided to delete it. She is trying to cause a wedge and alienate you and their father by poisoning them against you. This is disgusting. Please show them the texts you sent. Let them put it together in their head what is actually going on. We got to a point with my husband's kids where we had to tell the oldest what his mother was up to when she took him out of state 2 months before his 18th birthday and left him in a rural area with her family and no way to get a job or transportation. She didn't consult us and we had custody. She wanted the younger one to move back in with her so she could get child support money again. We had to have family therapy because the mother was twisting the kids' heads when they came to live with us, ensuring that they would disregard their father and be actively hostile to me. The therapist helped the kids figure out what their mom was doing and how they were feeding into it. Sorry about your dad. I hope he gets some relief soon. Sounds sappy, but your love for your dad has sparked a small miracle, and that is so beautiful. Peace to you and your loved ones. Thanks for the update, and your husband should take the call issue to court. That is absolutely not acceptable. The fact that you had a good conversation with your stepdaughter that got some things out in the open is a happy part. Darkness goes away when we shine the light on it. Truth matters. I'm sorry about your dad, Op. Sending hugs. It's not a happy update, but it could end up being happy. I hope your father gets well soon. I hope these new realizations about the missing communications help the relationships with your stepkids. Not the asshole get into a custody battle for them. She said some scary things about her bio mom. Time to remove them from the pits. I think you should tell your story to your husband and stepdaughter. She has a right to know that her hurting came from her mother's action and not from you or her dad. I hate when kids are weaponized during a breakup. How evil of the mother. Not the asshole. Op. I'm so sorry to hear about your father's diagnosis. I hope you can find time to take care of yourself and let yourself feel your feels. You have so much going on. You're doing great, Mama. I'm keeping you in my thoughts. Less than 3. Sending you so much support as a fellow stepparent. I wish for a miracle for your father. I had a feeling that was the case. It's great to see you guys moving forward. Holy F. Bio Mom is making some scary decisions, but I'm glad the seed of conversation has made that less likely to cause irreparable damage. I'm so glad you guys got to talk, but I'm so sorry it's because of tragedy. I wish your father the best. I think this is a reasonably happy update. It sounds like you're making progress toward making things work better. Good on you, Op. First of all, I am so sorry your bonus kid's mom is acting like that. That can't make things easy in general. What she is doing is something called parental alienation, in which one parent attempts to poison and physically, emotionally alienate the other parent. When you have the time and the mental capacity to deal with this, I would really suggest speaking to your husband about this and having him contact his lawyer. What she is doing is harmful to you and your husband as well as to the kids, and it is likely to really mess him up in the future. Overall, I hope the situation with your father gets better, and that you and your kids are able to keep working through things. You sound like a really loving person, and I'm sure they know that. LMAO. I read the title as, I Refuse to Cook My Stepchildren. If you need, you can always pull your call logs to show that you did reach out to them and tried to let them know. Sometimes words are enough, but having that proof, without asking someone to show it to you, is reassuring when you're trying to figure out whether something is the truth or is just being said for the sake of saying it. You don't have to do it now as you have other important things on your plate, but definitely take a screenshot of the date and timestamp so if it comes up in the future you do have this info available. Wowza. Blended families are so hard, no matter the source. I wish you the very best of luck. Just keep being a lovely person, as we can all tell you are, and everything will be okay. I also wish your father the best as my father is also having some health problems. It's so hard. Much love to you and your family. Keep talking to the kids. Please encourage communication. Do not talk bad about their mother in front of them. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I'm glad you're doing a bit better together, and I'm so sorry for your father. Hugs to you on that. I will advise that if your cell company is like mine, you can actually log in online and pull up all your call records. So you could actually prove to your stepdaughter that you did call, if you wanted. And that if the calls were mysteriously deleted under her mom's watch, well, maybe that's something she needs to know about her mom. Just something to think about. I have not told anyone about this theory, but this seems like a good theory. Don't keep it to yourself. If their mother did this, they deserve to know. Less than 3. I'm sorry about your dad and I hope everything will be well in the future. You might be able to prove their mother deleted the calls by looking up the call records with your or their phone carrier. You can't just delete records on a bill. NTA. Hope your dad is okay. I read your original post and just want to give you a hug. You sound like a blessing of a bonus mom. I hope everything works out for you and your family, Op. I'm so glad things got better. I'm so sorry about your father's illness. I'm glad you all were able to talk. It's hard, but I am super happy to see y'all working shit out.